Sometimes taking one step back is the only way to take 5 steps forward, and that decision changed everything. So if you're in a place where you feel stuck, my best advice is don't be ashamed to take a step back. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause. Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video and talking a bit about my story. If you feel behind in life right now, this video is for you. At 32 years old, I quit my corporate job, sold my BMW, and moved back in with my parents. It looked like failure on the outside, but it completely changed my life. Most people don't talk about this, but I want to be honest with you and share how quitting my corporate job and moving back home at 32 was one of the hardest decisions I ever made, but it changed my life, and I'm so grateful I took that leap of faith. There's usually a lot of pressure at this age. You feel like you have to have everything figured out. Being married, have your own place, have a good job, have a good income, and your career sorted. I basically started over from zero. I had a 10-year-long corporate career and lacked purpose. I was in a good paying job at one of the largest telco Australian companies. Life was good, but I just knew I had a lot more to offer in this world. I was obsessed with property though, and I really wanted to become a mortgage broker to help others get into property. I started JD Capital when I was 32 years old. Today I'm 36. And I remember my parents kept telling me not to quit my job. When I reached my 10 years, I decided to take a career break with my long service leave to start JD Capital. A few months later, I resigned. I sold my car, I moved back home with my parents, and I'm very grateful my parents supported me. What actually gave me the financial confidence to quit my job and start JD Capital though, was having a property portfolio. I knew I could sell my properties if things don't go well, and what's the worst case? I could just go back to a PAYG job and I'd little to lose, but in reality, a lot more to gain. But here's the thing that I learned. Sometimes taking one step back is the only way to take 5 steps forward. And that decision changed everything. I cut my expenses and I was laser focused on growing the mortgage brokerage business to grow JD Capital to where it is today. I took the risk, sacrifice in the early years, and I'm so proud of going from no experience to becoming a top 50 broker in all of Australia. Most people think moving home is a sign of failure, but what I learned is that it's actually a sign of maturity. It's being honest about where you are and where you want to go. My parents weren't rich, they didn't hand me money, they didn't solve my problems for me, but being home reminded me of what discipline looks like. They worked hard their whole lives with what little they had, and watching them every day grounded me again. And because I was living at home, I wasn't drained financially. I stopped wasting money on things I didn't need. I became sharper. I started improving my habits. I made smarter decisions. I read more, I planned more, and I also learned a lot more about myself. That one move that was so uncomfortable accelerated everything. I tripled my income in 2 years after grinding 7 days a week. This allowed me to actually invest more after taking hiatus for a year. There's nothing wrong with rebuilding, and I think more people need to hear that. And there's definitely nothing wrong with choosing long-term progress over short-term pride. And I used to think that changing careers would make me look like I had also failed, but it actually forced me to grow up financially, emotionally, and mentally in ways that I never expected. Because I do what I love today, and it generally doesn't feel like work at times. So I am able to work harder than ever before. And I always tell my clients that investing in yourself has the largest correlation to your income and earning potential. This is what actually unlocks more borrowing capacity and ultimately allows you to build your property portfolio faster. So if you're in a place where you feel stuck, my best advice is don't be ashamed to take a step back. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause. Be obsessed with your goals and the life that you want to build. Believe in yourself so much that you cannot fail. I realize that most people care too much about what others think, but in reality, no one cares, so just do what is right for you. And if you're willing to sacrifice your ego today, you can build something far bigger tomorrow. Because that reset changed my life, and it might just change yours too. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment about what you'd like to see next. I'll see you on the next video.